We're tying a balanced leech right now because stillwater season's coming up. So we're going to get Spencer kind of to help stock up his box. He's just getting into fly fishing. He's only been out a few times. And work it to the back.
Working it backward.
And careful not to get that snipped on the hook. And then right there, you can actually just cut that tag line off, and then you don't need it anymore. Once you get it like back a little bit, and it's enough to hold it, you don't really need it. You guys have any comments too? Drop them below. We're happy to answer them.
He's happy to answer them. I can't answer anything.
Yeah, Spencer's a pro.
Never mind. I'll answer all of your questions. Oh, we got this thing now.
Yep, fancy rod holder. Okay, keep working it to the very back.
You want to tell him the story of...
And
Wait,
you'll get your beads.
Yo, what?
Find something?
It fell off.
Oh no, my scissors.
Your bedazzled scissors are
That's
no
okay.
longer bedazzled.
I have on my scissors, there's this little bead that goes with my scissors, and I don't know why it's on there, but guess that fell off.
It's not anymore.
Okay, start working its way back.
And
then right there's good. And then grab the pin. Since this is a balance leech, we're going to be using those pins. I got them right here for you.
Oh, yes, yes.
And then open up this right here, and you can grab an orange bead out of that. Hand me the pins, I'll close it up.
Let me eat it. Grab a bead.
And pop it on there.
Not backwards.
Once you get it on, grab the
Is
clippers.
that backwards?
Yeah, other way.
This way.
Yep. That
Turns
the
out
right
you
way.
can put these on backwards.
It's not the biggest deal if they go on backwards. How's it going, Stephen Maher? RM Maher, I don't know how to say that. I'm a new sub, and I have subbed. Awesome, thanks, Ben. Appreciate the sub. Anyone else watching, subscribe.
All right. Now we stick
You
this.
gotta clip off that tag in first. So use the clips. Use these guys.
How do you know how far?
I'll take it and I'll hold it like this, and then I'll clip it just right at where my finger is. So I let my finger kind of touch the bead, and then clip it about right there in the center.
Okay.
Maybe a little closer to the bead than the center, since this is a smaller fly. I'd cut maybe just a tad closer. Yeah, that's probably maybe just a little bit closer, just like a hair. And then cover that. Don't shoot that all around the room. I've had that flick me in the forehead before.
It stabs it.
I don't know where that went, so.
It's right.
I'll find it later when it stabs me in the foot. It's all right. Let's keep tying.
I heard it hit the plastic box, but yeah, you'll find it in your foot later.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Those are not fun to find in the foot. All right, then you'll just tie it on. And you want to size it up. We're going to do that balancing thing again. Here, I'm going to grab some thread for that. We had Spencer do a warm-up before this, so this is his second time tying this fly. This is the second fly you've ever tied, right?
Yep. I only know how to zip up ties.
Okay. And then tie your little knot in there so it doesn't go anywhere, and then we're going to pull it off the vise.
I only know how to zip up flies on my paints.
Ah.
Yes. Okay, what am I
And
doing?
you're going to tie the knot. Just fold it over.
Do a little flip. Stab myself.
And then just pull it tight. It doesn't really matter where it tightens up at. That's just to keep it from untying itself.
Okay.
And then pull it off. And hand it to me so I can size it up. So just undo it. Undo the clamp right there.
This thing,
Yep.
over.
That thing, pull that down.
Do the balance.
Since this hook rides upside down in the water, you want to make sure it's perfectly flat the way it rides. So we're just stringing
We
it
got
through.
30 viewers right now.
Mm-hmm. And we're
What
just
are
going to
you,
make
famous?
sure. So it looks like it's dipping down a little bit right there.
A little bit.
So we're just going to slide that forward. And then now it's too weight forward heavy.
It was always too weight forward.
Yeah, sorry, I got mixed up. And boom, there it is right
Bam.
there. Okay, and then you'll clamp that back in. Try not to bump it. We want to keep it right where it's at. So I usually loosen up this. And there you go. And then just throw it back in the vise. Have you seen the title of the video? Teaching a noob to fly fish. You put it in upside down. Other way.
Does it matter?
Yes.
Ah! I'm filling out the noob
Yeah.
aspect quite well. Why would it matter? Tell me. Tell me why it would matter which direction it's sitting in this.
Just because I have it framed up on the camera.
Oh.
Hang on. You want to get it. You don't want the whole thing to be blocked because you want to be able to tie it. That right there's good.
Okay.
Now you can kind of pull in some of that thread. You already have the knot, so you're good. It'll hold it. Just keep wrapping that thread up till it's tight. And then now you're just going to go ham at it and just crank it and crank it. Make that thing tight. You don't want that bead falling out while you're fishing. But remember, stay away from the very back of it, because if it just light wraps on the back part, because you don't want where we clipped it, that sharp metal, it'll cut the thread. You can even go all the way up to where the bead's at too to put some wraps down, so it's not just, so we have some thread to kind of help hold the materials in so it doesn't shift around. We should put a chat box on the screen. Oh, we do have a chat box. For some reason we can't see the chat box.
It's probably not linked.
Probably not. Guess we'll just delete the chat box.
Okay, we've given it some tight wraps. Now what?
Okay, and work it all the way to the back. Well, right before you get to the back, light wraps around the sharp part and try to cover that up so we don't cut it later. Keep it light though so we don't break our thread. But just go back and forth, kind of scissor over it. Just like keep crossing back and forth. We're just pretty much covering up the sharp metal so that we don't cut it. Cut our thread. Okay, I'm gonna grab you some marabou.
Marabou. I
Should
don't
have brought a better chair in, dude. This stool hurts.
know what you're talking about, man. I'm thriving on my stool. He says there's nobody here, bro.
There's nobody here. We got like 28 people watching. What's up, Shelby? Oh, cool. Shelby brought a chair. Just leave it there. I'll grab it.
This says there's 40.
40? Dang. 40 viewers. That's cool. I'm getting this ready for you.
Imagine a whole classroom just filled with people watching. Watching a noob tie a fly. Did I do a good job?
Yeah. Looks great. Now work it all the way to the very back part of it.
Alright.
And I got your feather all ready for you. You can tie that in. While you do that, I'm going to swap out the stool for a chair.
So about where it curves?
Yep.
Okay. We are there.
Okay, add in that feather. Oh, dude, it's so much better. Yeah.
Back rest.
I'm going to break my back now. And then you're just going to slide that up and then add it on. Alright, while you do that, I'll be back in just 1 second. Hey, Shelby.
Yeah. Does that look good? Yeah. Maybe. He left me.
I'm coming back.
He left me!
I was making sure Shelby had the, she's watching the live right now. I was just making sure all the audio sounds good.
It's twisting around it. Why is it doing this?
You're not holding it tight enough. Just do a few wraps to kind of tighten it, and then you can just snip that part off.
Uh-oh.
Or just I just restart it, pull it out.
Uh-oh.
You
Oh, no.
You done messed up. Just redo that. You gotta pull it, hold the top fibers a little tighter. And I leave for 5 seconds. What happened?
The feathers started getting away.
Oh no.
Let's see. Gotta take the schleem and stick it to the doodle bop.
If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. Or just chat in the comments, because it makes this fun. I'm so bored because this is taking so long, Spencer. Just kidding.
It's my first time working with the Grumbo.
Oh, it's your first time, huh?
Virgin no more.
Alright. And then once you get a few wraps on there, you can kind of work it forward.
Okay,
And then just snip off the tag in. And then let me see the length on that. Let me see what I did. It's a little long, but it should be okay. Then just snip it off now. I wonder if they can hear the birds outside. There's like a bird like right out this window.
Can you guys hear the birds outside?
At least they're not magpies, dude. I hate those birds. Those suckers are loud.
Uh-huh.
And then just snip off any like long fibers. Alright, and then start working it forward.
Give this thing a little haircut.
And then you're going to want to see how that tail's kind of on the side. You're going to want to, you can actually probably just twist it. There we go, now it's on top. You're going to want to wrap that a little bit further back. You want to kind of get it right, anchor it down right in the very back. That's good. And then work all the way forward and just kind of fold everything else down with the thread. Okay. And then I don't think we grabbed the dubbing. Here we go. We're going to add on some of this hogfish dubbing. If you guys are wondering what hooks we're using, let me grab them, I'll show them to you guys. And then you can start doing where you wrap it around the hook. So work it all the way to the back, and then you're going to twist on that dubbing, and then you'll wrap it, even wraps all the way to the front. I'm just going to show them the hooks real fast. Did I leave the hooks up there? I don't see them.
I have no idea.
You gotta be here somewhere, right? Here they are. So the fly we're tying is a micro leech. And so I'm using these size number 4 moonlet hooks. Or, sorry, these are size number 12, I meant to say. Show this camera. We're using these guys right here. I actually have a discount code linked below. Or if you check out any of my fly tying videos on my channel, there's going to be a link in the description to these hooks. And I really like them. It saves you about 15% off, so save a little money going with them. But they're razor sharp and they come barbless. So if you guys like fishing barbless fly, moonlet Togata hooks. It's a great option. Now what we're doing is we're basically just twisting it all the way onto that thread. And then this is going to add in that flash. And we'll just wrap that forward, making up that body.
Sweaty fingers are required.
You can just crank on it a lot harder. You're just being weak. I'll work on that grip strength, Spencer.
I was working with delicate materials. Thought I had to be delicate with it.
Thought you were a machinist.
I am a machinist, but my machines do my work for me.
Okay, and then you'll just start wrapping it.
What do you think? I cut it with my teeth? Use my nails to cut metal?
Yeah. I'll show you another cool trick you can actually do. Hold this all the way up, and then grab onto the back, and you can rotate it, and you can wrap it that way. But you want to keep it nice firm wraps, like right there. And then go back and forth around the eye of the hook a little bit to kind of just like make sure it kind of hides that eye of the hook. Try not to hit the camera. Let's hold on. Let's twist that back on. It kind of came off. Okay, keep going.
Your camera's in the way.
Well, you're supposed to hold your hand up so it's not in the way. There you go. All right, and then you can pull that down, and then let's add on a little bit more to kind of fill in that gap. See how there's still a little bit of a gap right there?
Yes.
You want to put a little bit more to make up that collar.
So good and
comments.
tasty.
Did you giveaways? We haven't really done any giveaways yet, but I've thought about doing giveaways. And that's awesome, Finn Hayes. Tying flies is a good time. If you guys want to see the vise we're actually tying on, got it right here.
You now have a custom.
So this is the vise that we're using. This is the Nirvana V2. It's a great vise. Runs for about, I believe, 100 and either 25 or 35 bucks. I have it linked below. This you can actually get it on the same website. You get these hooks on moonlitflyfishing.com, and if you use the code DallinRafael, just all caps, no space, it'll save you 15% off at checkout. I'll throw the discount code in the comments as well. So let's add that in. Oh no, what'd you do? Oh, I guess I can't comment on this screen.
It's a sign into chat.
Sign into chat. I want to click this, but I don't know if it's going to screw up the live stream. So, check out my channel with my full videos, the fly tying videos, and you can find the discount link to all the hooks and the vise that I use. Okay, that should be plenty right there. And then you can use that wrap feature again. Just don't hit the lens because it's a nice lens.
I see. That's why you're having me do it this way.
Mm-hmm. Just build it up, and then that's probably good right there. So then you can just kind of, we'll just, yeah, work it around that. That works. And then back to the front. And then that's good right there. We don't want to over bulk it. So now just wrap that down.
But it's bulking season.
All right, that's good. And then now you're just going to whip finish.
Whip.
So just pull that down. And you're going to grab the whip finish tool. Do you remember how to use this?
Maybe this way.
Yep. Well, you want it, yes, but you got to bring this around that. There you go. And then you're going to twist it. So then hook it. Yep. Bring that down, this up. So you got to go. There.
Oh, yes, yes.
Create the knot. And bring this down. Bring this, twist this up. So you got that loop. So now you can just rotate it on like that and then spin it. There you go. And that's good. So then you're going to just go like this. Slide that up until you lose the back part.
It's not losing the back.
Now pull that tight. And we'll slide that.
The back part's still on.
Oh. Loosen this up a little bit. Loosen this part. Shoot, we made that super tight. And it broke.
No!
It's okay. Let me help you out here a little bit. We'll just add it back on.
We're cooked.
Where are the scissors at? They're right there.
You're like a doctor in now. Scalpel. Scissors.
Scissors. Okay, try it again.
So we're gonna
Grab that whip finish. So then you're gonna hook it. Yep. And then hook it on the back, and then you gotta kind of rotate it up to make the triangle. Nope, other way.
So it's this way.
Yep. And then that's gonna sit right there in that crack. And then keep it nice and loose, and then you gotta twist. You gotta pivot this like that.
Pivot this like this.
Yep. And then you bring that down this up.
We lost the hook.
Let me show you real quick. So what you want to do is lay it on like this,
Yes.
and then you're going to twist it like that to create the triangle. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, Finn Hayes, I do tutorials. If you click on my channel, I have quite a few fly tying tutorials I've done this winter. And then during the summers, I do a lot more like fly fishing films, where we go on road trips and basically just camp all over and fish. Yep. And then you're going to bring that up, and you're laying that top thread on. There you go. And then now you want to leave some space there, leave some elevation, and start twisting that around. Yep, there you go. And before it gets too close, right there, I would call it. So bring it all the way up. And then you're going to bring this forward till it unhooks off that. Now you're going to pull your left hand down, and that's going to pull this down, and then you can just slide that right off, and then a couple tight wraps on that. And there you go. Now you can snip it. And I'm going to get you the Velcro.
Yo, where'd the scissors go?
Put them back there. Oh, they're just behind the light.
Oh.
So once he gets that tied, we're going to take this Velcro. As you can see, I've used this quite a bit. We're just going to rough that fly up. Just don't hit the lens.
And then we're gonna hit this direction too, yes. Perfect. Excellent. Excellent. Try not to poke myself. We're getting other fabric in here.
Throw that on the floor for the cat to play with.
Brush its hair. Tell it's pretty. You're one pretty fly. Is it still? Now is it still balanced is the real question.
Hopefully.
Nice and fluffy. There we go.
Can't see the freaking screen.
Bison hook discount.
MoonlightFlyFishing.com.
Can you right click and like pin that?
I can actually probably put a link on there. Let's go to my... It's kind of nice just being able to have you tie and then I can do this stuff. Let's see.
Don't I UV something?
Yeah, you can put a little UV on right there on the hook, like right by the eye of it.
Okay. So stick just a little bit right here.
I got a camera in front of my screen, so I have to kind of move my head around to see it. But there's a link. Hopefully that takes you to it. But that link or that code will both save you 15% off at checkout. Now this glue is cool because it only dries once it gets hit with a UV light. Okay. And there we have it. Nice little balanced leech. Alright, you want to tie another?
Is it still balanced?
Yeah, we can try it. We'll throw it in. Yo, what's up?
Show him a squirrel tail.
You want to throw a squirrel tail? Okay, we can do that. Oh. So it looks like we lost a little bit of balancing on it. So they're supposed to ride completely hook up. If I can freaking get it in front of the screen. Stop moving! Gosh dang it. We'll hold it in front of this camera. So you want it to be balanced. We're a little off on that fly, but it's still going to catch fish really well. So yeah, good work, Spencer. That looks pretty good.
Other than it's not balanced anymore.
I think it's just because the tail's a little bit longer on it. Maybe we can might be able to wiggle it a little bit.
the tail would have brought it
Yeah, tail would've-
closer.
Oh, that's true. It's all good though. It'll still fish. Oh, my thread just fell. Okay, Shelby has requested us to tie a squirrel tail. So we're gonna be tying one of her favorite streamers. Shelby's my wife. And this streamer is what she fishes like every time we go fishing. It's a good streamer. I'll show you what it looks like before we tie it.
I think my first one was better.
Yeah, I think it was. Okay.
This is my first one I tied, the practice one. It's too close.
Here, I'm gonna show them the streamer real quick.
You go ahead.
So this is, let's see if I can get it in there. This is the streamer that Shelby really likes to fish, and that's what we're gonna be tying right now.
That thing's huge.
Yeah, it's a big fly.
Is there even enough real estate in front of your camera?
Let's see, we might have to back up the camera a little bit. Just gonna make sure that we have enough. I guess I can't check that during streaming. I was gonna see how much battery I got. Oh well.
It's until it dies.
Okay.
Yo, you got $5.
No way. Thanks, BJC22. Appreciate it. You know what's funny is I'm pretty sure that's my aunt. If that's Bonnie, thanks, Bonnie. Appreciate it.
If it's not Bonnie,
I also still appreciate it. Okay, we're going to be using these Moonlit size number 4 hooks. And these are the ML411. We're going to have to make some adjustments to the camera. Yeah, definitely going to need to make some adjustments to the camera. Okay, so we're going to slide this back as far as we can go. Just hold it tight with us for 1 sec, guys. Just doing some stuff.
just rotate your camera. Yep. There you go.
No, don't want that.
Now focus.
Actually, I should just focus right on there, the hook on this. And then I'll lock it onto manual.
Excellent. Excellent.
Kind of want to go back a little bit more. So I'm going to put just something underneath so I don't scratch up my table. I want to get that hook in there a little more.
That's what we should have got it.
Can you tie like that? Is that okay?
Yeah.
If you guys are just tuning in, we're just setting up to tie a new fly real quick. This is a bigger hook, so I've got to make some camera adjustments.
So if I take this,
Okay. All right. So to start this fly, first we got to add in a cone bead. So we're going to take that off real quick. We're going to add that on. And we'll tighten that down. Okay. I'm going to give you some different thread for this fly that's a little bit stronger.
do you have some bedazzle beads so I can add eyeballs to this?
I do not, sadly. I'm going to use some GSP thread. Got it here somewhere.
Can I Sharpie on some eyeballs?
Okay.
Please let me give it a face. It looks like it needs one.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this looks like it got into a tangled mess. I'm gonna have to snip that. Where's the scissors?
White bobbing down.
There we go. We're golden now. That's awesome. This person tipped us $5.
Is that your first donation?
Yeah, first donation live streaming. Okay, you can get started on that.
All it took was just inviting a noob onto your
quick, before you
stream.
do that, you want to add on some wire. I'll actually probably help you with this part.
They just felt so bad that you had to teach a noob. They're like, you should
Yeah.
get paid for this.
Like, man, this guy's rough. This guy needs some money. It's weird doing it at this angle. So that's going to kind of help lock that bead in a bit. Okay, start tying. So the same thing as that last fly, you're just going to get that thread base going, and you're going to wrap over this wire and kind of make a basket to kind of hold it in.
Do I start on in the middle?
Yeah, on this fly it's big. You can start wherever you want.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure everything's still focused up.
Yeah, why is this bobbin not cooperating?
So just keep wrapping, just keep doing it, and then you can start wrapping over it. Sometimes it takes a few wraps to kind of get to where you can start wrapping backwards. Okay, right there's good.
There you go.
Here's your scissors. Just snip off that thread. Not the one to the bobbin though. Dude, my back is still killing me. That feels good. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab our squirrel tail that we'll use for this fly.
You said I wrap over the wire?
Yeah, wrap over the wire. That'll just kind of help hold it in so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so for this part, we're going to be using this squirrel tail.
It's not wrapping over the wire. Ah! My eye holes.
I get you in the eye.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So I'm going to show you. Okay, wrap it all the way to the back now.
We are from Utah.
Thanks for the comment, Rot Pagai. Where are you from? And then just keep going all the way back. You don't need to you can just kind of jump back there. You don't need to make it super tight.
Let it slide back over.
Yeah, keep going a little bit more, and then back wrap over what you just did to kind of help lock it. And that's good right there. Back wrap over, and then wrap it back to the front. Okay. So now what you're going to do for this squirrel tail is we're going to make the leather the length of the hook. So about right there, we go to the eye of the hook. So that's about the length we want the tail to be. So we'll kind of part that leather like this. And then you're going to tie that open piece in right there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
They're from Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it.
What do you mean raw type guy? What you mean by that? You trying to figure out
I was just
who
seeing what it is.
the dono was? Okay, repeat again.
So you're going to take the leather, size it up right here, find out
Size it up to what?
the length. So you're putting the leather at the end of the hook,
Uh-huh.
and at the front of the hook you're parting it, and you're going to tie it in so that where the length is the exact same as the length of the hook. So you'd tie it in right there in that open piece.
I see. So size it up so it's the exact same length.
Yep.
Open it up and then tie this in.
Yeah,
the back.
you're going to want to hold it with your right hand and then wrap with your left. You can kind of just throw it over. You don't need tight wraps for this, so just keep it loose.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
There you go. And then just let it drop.
Just once?
We're going to go over multiple times, but you can basically just wrap straight over. So hold it right there so it's tight. You don't want to here, let's redo this. So pinch it with your right hand, and then you can pretty much just go like that, and then just drop it. And then go like that, and then drop it. That makes sense?
I guess so.
Alright guys, if you guys are just tuning in, today we're teaching Spencer how to tie a fly. This is his third ever fly that he's tied. Let's see what we got. Tail, is that a mouse pattern? No, we're actually tying a streamer pattern right now. This is what I call a squirrel tail. It's a variation of the squirrel bait fly. And I really like this. We fish a lot on the Weber and the Provo River in Utah. And I've even used it up in Idaho as well. It's a good fly.
How many times do I wrap this?
Just do 3 or 4. And then pull down nice and tight on it. Good. And then we'll keep that to the front. And now what you can do is you can pull this back.
Mm-hmm.
And then stow it. I usually just wrap it around right here to kind of get it out of the way. So under there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to now wrap forward, keeping it nice and tight. Pull the fibers back so you're not trapping anything. And good right there. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab some dubbing. This part might be a little tricky for you, Spence. But what it is we're going to do a dubbing loop. So we're going to take this dubbing right here. We're just using some hogfish dubbing. This is just brown with some blue and orange flash. So you're going to kind of fold these back, and then you're going to take your finger and you're going to create a loop like that. You're going to make a pretty good size loop like this, and then you'll wrap it over. And watch really closely for this part. We're going to take this whip finish tool, and you're going to kind of hook it on like that while leaving your thumb in between. You can kind of hold it like this.
Yeah.
But this will allow us to put dubbing in between here. And you're going to stack the dubbing going all the way down, so this is kind of pinching it in. And then once you get enough, you're going to basically crank this, and it's going to twist all of it together. It's called a dubbing loop. So I'll let you try that.
Interesting.
So give that a shot.
So extend this, wrap it around,
so you wrap
make
over,
a loop.
and then you can kind of keep pulling line out. Make the loop pretty big.
Bigger than this?
Yeah, like that. That's a good size. Yep.
Okay.
And we'll kind of fold that out of the way, and then start wrapping forward. Nope. I meant to say backwards. So wrap backwards, all the way to the base of the squirrel tail. Okay, that's good. Now you're going to work your all the way to the front. So wrap that all the way to the front. And then we're going to take this. You can loop your hand over this. So grab it right there. So hold this. There you go. And then we're going to tie a little knot right here. Just like that to kind of hold that in. And then put the hook right here. And then we'll lift that up. And that's going to kind of keep our bobbin out of the way. So now you're going to grab your whip finish tool. And then you're going to put it down into the corner of that. Yep, and then just barely hold the thread with the tip of your thumb. And then start taking thread and start stacking, or not thread, take this dubbing and just start stacking it. You can go really thick on this, so don't be shy with it. Yeah, like things like that. And slide it all the way to the top. You want to barely hold it, so catch it on like the side of your thumb. Yeah, because you need to stay close together so it can catch the dubbing.
I see.
And then just keep adding dubbing after dubbing. You're going to work your whole way down, kind of like how we twisted it on, but this you're just pinching it between the two lines. Go a little thicker on it.
So how do I get it exactly between?
So like what I do is, here I'll show you. So I take a piece of dubbing, and I'll grab it, and I'll hold it, and I'll kind of fold it in like that, and then I'll slide it all the way up like that. That kind of makes sense.
I'm holding correctly? Okay. Okay, I'm learning. Yes. Making bugs.
There you go. We can space this out maybe a little bit more. That'll be okay. Keep it spaced about that. And probably one more big chunk, and we'll call that good. Okay, now you can take your thumb out of it, but still hold on to that whip finish tool. Now you're going to take this, and you're going to put your finger right here, and you're going to start twisting like that. And I also like to just make sure everything's kind of held on there good. Okay, there you go. So put your thumb there, keep it tight so you don't lose your dubbing, and then just start twisting it. Yep. You can kind of pull it to the side a little bit. So keep this finger hooked on and go like that, and then start twisting like this. So that finger's keeping tension, and then you can really just really crank that on. Just really wail into that. See how it's starting to twist up? Just keep doing that until we get a nice rope of dubbing. Yeah, this stuff gets everywhere. I have a little shock vac I use to vacuum all this up. Okay, that's good. Okay, and then you can kind of pull tight down onto it, and then let go, and that's going to add on that twist. So now we got our dubbing. So now you're going to hold this up again. So you're going to hold it right there. Yep. And you're just going to start bringing that down. That was a weird sound.
Okay, I'm twisting this?
Yep. So you're just going to twist it, just like the other one where you work it from the front. Now keep it back, though. You want to keep really tight wraps. Don't wrap over itself, but just keep them right next to each other. And you're wrapping it all the way to the front of the hook.
Okay.
Just keep wrapping, build a lot up in front of that hook. And let me feel that. See how much we got. Go with a couple more wraps. And that's probably good right there. So we'll pluck out the stuff we don't need. And then you're going to bring this down. And then we're going to undo our thread. So hold that with your right hand. I'll get this out of the way. And then you're going to wrap over. So you want to pull this through here. And then go straight down. And then do it again.
But do this again?
Do that. You can kind of like drop it and stuff. And then give one real nice tight pull. And then wrap in front of it this time. Yep, and just keep really tight wraps. Okay, and that's good. And then you're going to take the scissors, and you're going to snip that off.
Snip which one? This thing?
Yeah, you're going to snip off that rope. So here, I'll let you do that. So you can let go of the bobbin. Let's see, we got another comment. Sweet. Thanks for the comment, Wyatt. Yeah, I really enjoy doing the dubbing loops, especially on big streamers like this when you're trying to build up just a lot of bulk to the fly. Okay, so do a couple more wraps just to make sure everything's nice and tight. And
go to the back?
No, you want to keep it just right in the front of the hook. And that's good right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you'll actually kind of fold all those fibers down. Okay. And then actually before we do that, take some Velcro to it. Try not to catch the thread. You don't want to break the thread. But just like the last one, just really rough that up. You can do it more aggressively. There you go. And then get underneath too, get the sides. We want to make these fibers as long as we possibly can for this fly. So it kind of feeds into the tail a bit and kind of gives it a little bit of flash. Okay, that's good right there. So now you're going to take your thumb and you're going to kind of fold everything down. And then take on that rabbit strip we had and fold that all the way to the front. And then you're going to tie it in right there where the thread's at. So you can kind of fold some of those fibers back to kind of make an opening. And then you're going to go right into it and try to keep it right on top. So you might have to do a loose wrap, so keep it really loose. And then do another loose wrap, and then you can just pull tight on it. Get the net outdoors. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, we love fishing too. It's a good time. This is his third fly he's ever tied. I've just been getting him into fly fishing over this past year, and I think you're really enjoying it, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, and then you can kind of give this a little pull to kind of make sure everything's like nice and tight. And then now you can snip that off. So you'll snip it as close as you can without cutting the thread off. Good. And then a few more wraps. Try to kind of fold down that little leather piece and that should be good. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add on a piece of hackle. Let me grab that real quick. So we're going to be using this stuff right here. And this is what we're going to use for the collar of the fly. You don't really have to use this if you don't want to. You can also do a dubbing loop.
Is that a wing from a bird?
Yes, it is a wing from a bird. And you can use this stuff as well for the collar. You would just put it in a dubbing loop and then cut the pelt off of it. And then you just twist all the fibers together. But I like doing this. I like using hackle for the fly, for the collar. So we're going to take a nice long big piece. That's a good piece right there. And then you're going to tie it in right there by the tip. And then you're basically just going to keep wrapping it. So we'll kind of break that off. And we're going to snip to kind of create some place for us to tie into. And that, when you tie into that, those little fibers help make it so that it doesn't slip out. So you're going to kind of stuff that into the bead right there and then tie it down with the thread.
Okay. Show this into there.
And then just wrap that thread over it. This fly does not have to be like pretty, so if you trap some fibers, it's okay. We're just kind of making like it really big and puffy.
Okay. Do I have it?
Yep, that's good. Make sure you got some tight wraps in there.
I do.
Good.
They're nice and tight.
And then leave it right there in the front, so we'll kind of get it right on the bead. Make sure that's all good. And then you're going to wrap around this. So you can take these hackle pliers, and we'll put that right there. And you can kind of put your thumb in that. Be really careful with this because it breaks easily. You want to keep the wraps on this side, though, of the bobbin. So keep this out front. And then as you wrap it, you're going to get these fibers. Keep it right there on top, so you're not trapping the other stuff. Now you need to use your other hand to fold those back. Yep. So pull all those fibers back and then wrap forward. You're not wrapping backwards. You're wrapping forward. You're keeping everything right at. You're basically making a collar. So keep everything right at the front. Nope. You want to keep it. So back wrap a little bit more. So you want to keep it all right in the front. Yep.
Okay, okay. Yo, Bobbin, chill. Chill, Bobbin.
Hey, Shelby said fly's looking good, Spencer.
Yeah, I'm a pro.
And just keep wrapping it. And you're just keeping all those wraps just right up front against that bead. This is kind of cleaning up that bead so it looks nice. Okay, that looks good right there. So you're going to kind of keep pulling this up. And then hold it right there. You're going to take this thread. Actually, let's back wrap at 1. Yeah, so we want to lock it about right there. So pull that thread over this now. No, other side of the bobbin. Or the, yep. And then bring that right down. Keep it next to the bead. And then just keep doing that. You can kind of hold this, get a few wraps in there, and then you'll pull it tight. Yep. And then do a tight pull. Do one more, and then you just give it like a nice tight pull to kind of lock all those wraps down.
Okay.
And then now you can do a couple in front. And then that's good. So then you can snip off that hackle you just did. Just don't cut the thread. Try to cut it as close to the base as you can, but try not to get other fibers in there. Okay. And then we can kind of fluff that fly up. That's looking really good, dude. Good work.
Thanks.
Okay, take that whip finish tool, and then you can whip finish it, and that'll pretty much finish up the fly.
Oh, there it is. Got it this time. I got it this time. I don't got it this time.
Yep, there's your triangle, so rotate it on top. There you go. Oh, you slipped it off.
No!
Keep the thread tight, though. You don't want it to unravel itself.
Okay. So
I'd probably wrap up a little bit of the bobbin. You have a little too much line out. So there, keep it right there. Yep. Try to hold on to this, though. If you hold on to that, everything spins with it. So then keep that over. Wrap it on top. There you go. You got your triangle. Oh, try to keep the triangle without it slipping off, though. But you're doing it. Nope, other way. Backside. Yep. Hook it on the bottom. And then rotate it up.
How do I keep it on without it rotating?
You gotta angle it so they're both flat.
So
like
do I
this.
hold here to rotate it first?
Yeah. So you're just gonna go like this, like that. Oops. Keep it a little lighter. I think it's because you had it too tight.
Oh.
And then you can kind of do that, and then you can slide that up onto it.
Technique.
Whip finishing is something that takes a little bit of getting used to. Hey, EWOS said that looks really good.
Thank you.
Thanks for the comment. This is his his third fly he's ever tied. Yep, and then wrap over it. And then you can kind of keep this up towards the side. And then there you go. Let a little line out, though. You want to keep it. Ooh, we can hook that back on. There we go. We still got it.
Okay.
Get those fibers out of the thread. Okay, and the wrap. Thanks for commenting, Half Dome Outdoors. This is his third time. This is the first day fly tying, but this is his third fly that he's ever tied. There you go. And then add a little bit of that glue in there after you snip off the thread.
After.
Yep.
Got it.
Got ahead of myself, so then I just kind of saved it.
There we go.
And then you can kind of just throw some glue in, or some of the glue, just get it up in there so it kind of gets on those fibers. This is so it kind of bonds the thread together, so if like anything breaks off, it's not going to totally unravel. It just kind of makes the fly more durable.
Okay.
So right now what we're doing is we're adding on some UV glue. This glue only dries when it gets hit with a UV light. It's pretty cool stuff.
Okay.
See, Half Done Outdoors says, quick question. I was almost done tying to fly the other day and the thread broke. What do you do? Okay, so if your thread breaks, what I like to do is you can actually just take it and you can tie the thread back on, do a couple wraps, and then you can kind of wrap the thread around the base, over, around the base, over. And it just kind of like knots it up, and then you can just get right back to tying. And if your thread breaks off and you have enough tag end, I'll usually take that thread that broke, whip finish it, and then I can knot that so it doesn't unravel the whole fly, and then I can take my bobbin and add my new thread wrap and wrap over where I whip finished. So I basically start it off the same way I started the fly. And it can be tricky sometimes depending where your thread breaks, but that's usually a good way to save the fly without having to just restart.
All right, where's your Sharpie? Give it eyes.
Give it eyes. You want to add eyes to it? I have a pink
eyes.
one right there.
No, I
You have
need
a
black.
one.
Where's your black Sharpie?
Usually with the comb beads, you don't do that, but if you want to be extra, go for it.
I do want to be extra.
I'm sure the fish will definitely notice the eyes you put on that.
They will.
So you can see what it looks like on the screen. You might need to make it just a little bit bigger.
No. These are perfect eyes.
I guarantee those are going to come off the second you start fishing that.
Give it a little smile.
Now, if you guys live in Utah, this is one of my favorite patterns on the Provo and the Weber River. It works very, very well.
Hit it with the UV. Meow, meow. Oh.
And we'll tilt that a little bit so you can kind of see what it looks like.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
Nice. Looks good, man.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow. There's the smile. Yeah, boy.
That looks dang good.
Could you technically cover that in UV glue and it would stay?
Yeah, if you put some UV glue on it, you can. Just put a little
put
dab
on
on
the
top.
eyes?
Yeah. It wouldn't stay for the longest time, but it's definitely going to last longer than just having the Sharpie. And then just cure it.
Cure it before putting on the second eye?
I'd cure it, so keep it sideways. You don't want it to drip it.
Yeah, now it looks like a real eyeball. Got the...
I haven't fished up Huntington Canyon yet, Half Dome Outdoors. I'll have to give that a shot.
Is it cured? Is it cured yet?
Yeah, it only takes a couple seconds. There's actually one time, dude, there was a spider that was running in our bathroom, and I took the UV glue and I just put a whole bunch of drops on the spider, and it just kept running and running. And then I hit it with the UV light, and the spider just stopped dead in its tracks, and it just froze it. Couldn't move. I felt kind of bad after that, so I just squished it, but put it out of its misery. I swing it and strip it. If I'm fishing like straight across, I'll kind of let it swing, and I'll kind of like really jerk the rod to kind of let it kind of shoot up and then kind of fall back. And then if it's like a slow, deep pool, I like to basically just twitch it. So I'll do a really fast strip, but a very short strip. So just kind of like basically just boom, boom, boom. And that's really going to fish it really well. And you can do them pretty quick too. Just, Spencer, move out of the way for a second. I'm showing these guys how to strip.
Wait.
Just kind of like this. That's how I'm going to strip this fly. I'm not going like really big long movements like that. I'm doing just really, really quick, but really short ones. To answer your question, Brandon. Okay. Awesome, man. Way cool. Should I tie that bugger fly that I was doing?
Yeah.
We got a little bit of time left. I'll swap you spots for this one. It's actually a really cool fly. Okay. Keep that fly. Fish it well, Spencer.
Shelby, if you're watching, you wish yours had eyeballs.
I can safely say I've never added eyeballs to a cone bead.
And you're going to be wondering, why is it catching so well?
Yeah.
It's the eyes.
Oh, dude, this seat's so much better. Oh, my back. Feels great.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. This wood one?
No, man, that wood chair
This
sucks.
one's good.
That's one thing I need to get a new one. There's a new chair to put in here.
But can you pop your back on it? Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, so we're going to tie another fly. Hopefully I have enough battery life, but I'm going to be using these Moonlit Tagata hooks. These are the size number 10, the ML211. Looks like our camera, we got to make a couple adjustments, but I'm first going to add on the hook.
I'm going to go brag to your wife real quick.
Okay, go for it. Okay, so we're going to put this hook on here. This is a really cool looking hook. I just actually bought these today. I was at the Utah Wasatch Fly Tying Expo and picked up some of these. I'm going to work this a little bit closer. So it's going to be out of focus for just a second, but then I'll get it focused. Okay, Let's refocus this. Sorry, you guys probably see my armpit there for a second. And then do that. Actually, you know what? I think I'm about to lose power. So I apologize if this stops midway through, but I'll keep tying until the camera dies. But if it dies, we'll have to stop the video. So, all right. What we're going to do is we're going to start with this stuff right here. This is just some green, I believe it's Semper Philly thread.
You got new questions.
What did I get? Brandon, I just tied a purple seat cushion and a back cushion to the wood seat. Expensive, but it works. That's awesome. Let's see. Brandon commented again. Same pattern or new pattern? This is going to be a different pattern, Brandon. This is going to be another good Stillwater pattern, but this is going to be kind of more of like a Chronomid. It's like a little buzzard or buzzard type fly. So to start this, we're using this flashy thread, leaving a little bit from the front of the hook. We're just going to wrap our way all the way to the back. And then we'll take our scissors. My camera's probably going to die here like any second. I can see the battery going off on it.
Do it with speed and gusto.
Yeah. We're just going to work that down.
This is what was making the weird noise.
Ah. And we're just kind of building up that body. I'm going to build up a little bit of a taper to it. Okay. About right there, and then we'll just kind of put a little knot in there to kind of hold it. If you guys are liking this video too, please consider subscribing. Helps out the channel a lot. And it'll give you notifications too whenever I go live again or post new videos. Check out some of my full videos too. I do a lot of fly fishing films, like my Land of the Bull Trout video. That was one of the favorite ones I've made. It's 26 minutes long, so you can throw it up on your TV and eat some food and just enjoy. Let's see, where did my black thread go? Do you know where that went?
I saw it 2 seconds ago.
Let's see. Not seeing it. Did it fall on the floor?
It is good possibility. Is it under the wing?
I'm not seeing it.
No.
Kind of need that black thread for this fly.
I mean, everything's black in here, so
Oh, it's right here. We had it on the little thing. I got a little new tool storage device for my fly tying kit, and I left it on there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the front of that. And then we're going to kind of wrap over. And then we're going to snip that off. Now we're using black thread. Man, this thread is hard to cut. Okay, and we're going to add in some flash now. I'm going to add in some blue stuff.
blue.
This flash I use for this fly is actually hair tinsel from Amazon. It's like the same stuff that girls put in their hair. You can buy a ton of it for like 13 bucks and they send you a whole pack. And it is like the same thing that you buy at a fly shop, just for way cheaper, and you get enough to last like many, many years. I haven't even begun to even get close to using all of it.
The temptation just to stick these in my pocket.
You can have them.
No.
Oh,
that's not
you don't
what
want
I'm
to
talking
hook.
about.
Yeah,
I just don't want to get stabbed.
that's true. Don't do that. Okay, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some orange yarn, same stuff that you're gonna tie egg patterns with. Now there is better material for this, but I don't have it, so I'm kind of substituting it with this stuff. I saw this fly on Instagram, and I was like, oh, that's a cool pattern. I should learn to tie that. So I just kind of eyeballed it, and I found that this stuff gets the job done okay.
You got another question?
Let's see what they say. I lost my personal best rainbow right at the raft yesterday. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry, Wyatt. That is the worst feeling ever, dude. I had one of my buddies, he caught a really big brown trout, and right as my other friend was netting it, it actually got off. He took too long to net it, and he lost the fish. It was he was really upset about it. I felt kind of bad for my buddy that that screwed up the net job. If you guys watch my night fishing, looks like the camera died. Let's see. Can I get this running again?
Why will it just turn back on?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're just out of battery. Maybe it will. Video capture device, configure video. Hey, and we're back. It's probably gonna die though.
How long does it last?
Battery exhausted. That long. Alright guys, I'm gonna finish this fly, so we'll stay on this camera right here. But sadly, huh?
Just aim your other camera down.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll just do that. We're not gonna be able to see that. So, I'm sorry, we won't be able to see it because the camera with the micro lens has died. So I'll finish this pattern if you guys want to stay in chat, but you're not really going to be able to see it too well. But I'll show it up close once I finish the fly. You guys can see what it looks like. So I'll add in that orange wrap, and we'll kind of work it back.
Is there a way you can charge your camera right now?
Yeah, it'll charge through the computer. It's actually charging right now. So maybe we'll finish the fly, let the camera charge while we're doing this, and then I'll turn it back on so you guys can see it.
Is that the proper wattage for it?
Probably not. It'd charge a lot faster in my room with the other block.
Can we bring the block in here and just plug in that cable?
If you want to swap it. I don't know if it'll reach, but the problem is I'm almost done with the fly.
But won't you want it for the big reveal?
Yeah.
I mean, you could just like...
It's just the one right by the bed.
You could just turn on your camera real quick.
Yeah, just to kind of show the fly.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah, let's do that.
Guess wait for the reveal.
Did you grab it?
No.
Oh, I thought you were getting it.
I thought you were going to wait for the reveal.
Well, I need to get it charging up so we can do that. Right now, I'm just building up some bulk on the fly. Just kind of wrapping back and forth. That should be good right there. So now we're going to fold over these blue straps. And I apologize, you guys can't really see this. But we have been live streaming for like the past hour and a half, I think. So
In an hour.
camera can only last so long.
Got another question?
Let's see what he said. Messing up as the net man is almost as bad as losing the fish yourself. Yeah, it's a really bad feeling when you screw up the net job. Because then you're like, oh man, I hope my friend fishes with me still after this.
He did not. He never fished with you ever again.
No, I actually still fish with that guy. He's one of my good friends. It wasn't my fish he lost though. It was my other buddies, which I don't think they actually fish together anymore.
Just because that one.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them going fishing in quite a while together.
Where's the cable at? Does it go to the back?
It's this cable right here.
Okay, but we need...
So I see if you can maybe reach it. Oh, cool.
And we're charging.
That is a speed charger on it.
Hopefully it revives the thing pretty good.
Yup. We can only hope.
Got a couple more comments.
Let's see. It says, need the external battery. Yeah, I've been meaning to pick up one of those EWOS. I don't know how to say that, EWOS. But yeah, I've been meaning to pick one of those up. That would definitely be handy.
I think it's just EOS.
I've just been a little nervous with that because I've heard that they can really damage your camera. So yeah, I've been slightly nervous to order one of those. The roles will reverse one day. Yep, it all evens out if you fish together enough. You lose your buddy's fish, he'll lose your fish. It's just how it goes. Plus, it makes for a good inside joke because then you can just bully each other about it.
This is true.
You'll experience that one day, Spence. You're gonna lose like one of my personal bests, and I'm gonna like yell at you. But then afterwards, I'll be like, it's okay.
That's why I don't have a net.
Yeah.
So I can't get
I have a net. When I get a big fish, you gotta grab my net and go net that fish. That's how.
That's what your wife's for.
If she's with us.
You can yell at your wife.
She does a pretty good job netting.
Well, there you go. Shelby, you did a good job.
She's like experiencing this live stream in third person. My wife's watching us on the TV
like
in the living
room.
room.
There's a pretty big delay, though.
Yeah, there's quite a big day. Brandon, we're in Utah. Where are you from? Yeah, time to add some UV glue.
Is it almost time for the reveal?
Yeah, it's almost time for the reveal. So now I'm just hitting it with a UV light. This glue only dries once it gets hit with the UV light.
Just let me know when it's time for the reveal, and then I'll swap it back to the computer.
Okay, I'm almost done. And then I'm also just gonna coat the whole body. If you guys are just tuning in, I apologize. My main camera that has the video of the fly has died, so it's frozen on that screen. But we're charging it up right now, and then when I finish this fly, we'll kind of show you the reveal of it. I've got a micro lens on that, so this fly is pretty small, so that's what allows you guys to see it.
You got 3 new comments.
Let's see what they said. One time my buddy and I were fishing opposite banks, and he hooked a monster, and I couldn't get to him quickly to the net, so he chucked it. So I went for it and missed it by about 20 feet. Oh man, I had a similar story. I was trying to net a fish and I dropped it, and the current took off with my net, and I sprinted down the water, and I totally fell in. I just dived right onto my net because it was a really expensive net. I did not want to lose it. We're gonna angle that fly down a little bit.
Is it time for the reveal?
You're excited for this reveal, aren't you?
Is it time for the reveal?
Oh man, you're in Montana? I'm jealous. That would be an awesome place to live. Okay, Spencer, we're ready for the reveal.
Yes, we're ready. Let's go.
Okay, guys, let's boot this camera on, and hopefully we got enough battery to kind of help you guys see it. Actually, I'm going to add just a little bit more on the top there.
Just turn on the camera. Just do it. Do it.
Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't. I'm glad I got my net back, but I am definitely scared. It's one of the fish pond nets, and so I'm always terrified of losing that net. Okay, let's boot the camera back up. Did you plug it back in?
Sure is.
Sweet. Camera on. All right, guys, get ready. We're gonna get the camera rolling again, so you guys will be able to see the fly. All right. It's working so far. We'll go video capture, configure. Okay, we gotta adjust it over. Okay. There's the fly. So this is just a little buggered fly. We got some orange right there. I gotta make sure. Gotta turn off the focusing system. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Not the best one I've tied, but this will definitely catch fish. This is what I like to use in lakes a lot. This is a still water fly. You could use it nymphing on a river too, but it imitates like a good chronomid. It's got the little orange part right there, and really flashy, so it gets the fish. I'll fish this with a balanced leech as well under an indicator, and especially during ice off, it is a great pattern. Yeah, Chronomid. To answer your question, Eos.
Ewos.
Ewos. I don't know how to say your name, man. I don't know what that is, but it looks nice. Thanks, Mr. Wembley. This is a Chronomid. It's like a little buzzard pattern, I think. I'm not actually sure the name of it. I just saw it on Instagram, thought it looked cool, so I tied it up. But yeah, if you guys know the name of this pattern, put it in the comments. So, and we're gonna wrap this up here soon. So if you guys have any comments, drop them now. And then yeah, probably here in the next couple minutes, we'll end this live stream. So this camera's probably gonna die here in a second anyway. So sadly, we do not have time to tie another fly.
Just call me.
Yeah. How was your first time tying a fly, Spence?
Pretty good.
Sweet. This is the Fly Spencer tie. This is the streamer. Cool little pattern. I love fishing this in Utah. Oh, I got it.
You can just put it in front of this micro.
Yeah, the micro's just a little zoomed in right now. Gotta fluff this side up a little bit. There we go. The Alpine Lake grayling candy right there. Oh yeah, I bet grayling will love this fly. And then Spencer also tied some balanced leech rigs. He tied this fly right here. So these two flies together is a great combo if you guys are fishing lakes or ponds, especially this spring.
Thanks, Brandon.
Brandon's a homie. And then we also had Spencer tie a micro leech. So this is just a smaller leech pattern. I really like fishing the smaller leeches because in most lakes, leeches really aren't that big. I don't know why fly shops don't carry them smaller, but every fly shop I go to always has like the biggest leech. And I've always caught more fish on like the smallest leech I can tie. So I'll even make them even smaller than this too. This is on a size 12 hook. I'll tie them on like a 14 or even sometimes a 16. So yeah. Tim says, looking forward to Barry ice off. Couple more weeks, yes. That's actually what we're tying these flies for. The second ice comes off Barry, I am driving up there. I'm taking work off if I have to, because I missed ice off at Barry last year. I still hit it, just not when it was like the prime time, and I caught into some big fish. Mr. Wembley says, Spencer, those are really nice.
Thank you, thank you.
Look at you go, man. Getting compliments already.
You got a good teacher.
I do what I can.
You essentially did like the stand behind me and like do the golf thing.
I just micromanaged you, that's all. So that hot head on those leeches. Yeah, I love fishing hot heads on leeches. One of the other beads I like to use on leeches a lot is these green beads right here. These lime ones. This is a slotted one for a streamer I tie. But if you can get some of these for a balanced leech rig, balanced leech rig, that's a really good color too. But yeah, hot spots is great on still water. We actually replaced a couple of our hot spot beads the other day, and you can see how they're starting to kind of lose paint right there. So I had to go through and replace them. It's very rare I can actually replace a fly before I lose it in a tree. Usually I never get the hook back because I lose them in trees quite often. But every now and then I get a fly that caught a lot of fish, gets torn up, and I didn't lose it. And I can just come back, retie it, and fish that fly even more. I love the way these flies look, dude. These hooks are really cool. They work really well for this pattern. I just barely got them. It's my first time tying on this exact hook. But I use these moonlit hooks quite a bit. These are size number 10 Togata hooks. And if you scroll up on the comment section, I did put a discount link and a discount code to these exact hooks on Moonlit Fly Fishing's website. And it saves you 15% off. And then let's show them the vise we were tying on. You want to hand me that real quick? So I've got two vices that are the same, the one I'm tying on, and then we got this one right here. This is my wife's vise. This is the Nirvana V2. I'm tying on that just in blue, so it's just a slightly different color. You can kind of see it there. But I really like this vise. It's a lot cheaper than some of like the more premium vices out there, and it gets the job done really, really well. It's a rotary vise, nice smooth rotary function, and the hook, when you clamp a hook on, it does not move. If you're still tying on one of those vices that came in those fly tying kits, like the Wapsi kit, I highly recommend upgrading to something like this. I've been really satisfied with it. And if you go to Moonlit's website, that code I mentioned earlier, that works on this vise as well. It saves you 15% off at checkout. You can throw that back. I actually did modify my vise. So instead of having the base, actually, we'll just unscrew this real quick. We'll pull it out. So I'll show you guys actually what it's looking like. So this is my vise right here. The same one I just showed you, just in blue. And then I actually have this little tool holder right here. This is where I put my tools. And then I actually took the base plate off and I JB welded it into this piece of granite right here. So this is just a piece of granite, and I got it from a granite shop for free, which was kind of cool.
You should tell them about our.
Oh yeah,
our
and then
bolt.
today we actually did just I accidentally broke off the bolt inside here, so we had to re-tap the insert to this, and we picked up a bowl from Lowe's, and we were able to remount my vise because I needed to be able to add this on, but I wasn't able to because it was stuck on from when I broke the bolt off. So we actually had to drill that bolt out, and then that ruined the threads, so then we had to re-tap it. But we got it fixed, and we're working again. But if you guys have a problem, oh yeah,
There you go.
this is our tap set that we were using. But if you guys are using like a vise and you don't like when the base plate moves on you, check out get a piece of granite and just drill into it. Use some JB weld. You have to use like a special tip for it to drill into this granite. But then you just add in your insert, JB weld it. It took me like maybe half an hour. Took me a second to actually find the piece of granite. But if you go to like a granite shop, they usually have like broken pieces they'll just give you for free. In my case, they had this cutting board that they never sold, so they just gave it to me. So yeah. Alright guys, well I appreciate you guys watching. I think we'll end the live stream right there. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out some of my other ones. And yeah, hit that subscribe button.